The law, they're not. There are peaceful protesters outside. And I am afraid that one of those young people might get upset, might something go wrong, and those guns will go off. The law, they're not.
Well, the Democrat Party has stepped in it again, except for this time, they're being exposed on a much grander scale than ever before. Because as you may know now, those LA riots that are going on, and they want to call it protests, as you just heard, Maxine Waters, the congressional member from California, had the nerve to say that these people are peacefully protesting. When we all have eyes, we can see what's happening. Then you had the bald-headed fake Obama, Cory Booker, who jumped on TV talking about it's peaceful. Then you got Kamala Harris, the failed presidential candidate, jumping on television, putting out a post saying, oh, I can't believe the Trump administration and sending the National Guard for these protests that are overwhelmingly peaceful. So in this video, I'm going to show you what's really going on and the backlash that these fake lying Democrat politicians are pushing. And don't believe the hype in the media. They've lost a major part of what they've used to leverage all types of uproars and unrest around this country for years. There's been a major component that have helped them push this BS like the Summer of Love in 2020, where you had Minneapolis, Seattle, and Portland that were literally taken over by Antifa, by rioters, and by BLM, by Black Lives Matter. They destroyed police stations, they destroyed courthouses, they destroyed businesses, and they didn't care whether it was black owned, white owned, Hispanic owned. It didn't matter. See, under the socialist agenda, the Marxist regime, it is chaos. They truly believe in destruction. And from that destruction, you wear the people down. And when you wear the people down, the people demand for leadership, organization, and control. And they believe that at that point, the Democrat leadership will come into play and they will take over and make the decisions for the people because they so beat down. Look all the way back. You can go all the way back to what happened with Charles Manson. They were trying to start a race war. Look at 2020. What were they trying to start? A race war. Look at the civil rights movement. Some of those organizations, they weren't trying to bring peace and bring civil rights. They wanted to bring death and destruction, chaos, because their whole plan, the whole agenda is to create such an uproar that the people demand leadership, demand the government take over, and then they step in. But it's not happening. We as a people, we still got that spirit of God within us, and we're not going to fall for the BS. So let's get into this. And when you see this proof that I'm going to show you, it's going to blow your mind. So let's get off into this, and you can see what type of BS is going on. And just how, remember I told you there's one major component that the Democrat Party does not have this time around that is not making it as effective as they usually would like it. And when you see these people waving their country's flags and stomping down, the kicker is this: if America is so bad and your country is so great enough that you come here waving your flag, why don't you go back? Why haven't they gone back? As a matter of fact, President Trump and his organization, his administration, has offered to pay people $1,000 and facilitate your return back to your home country. But yet, these people aren't lining up overwhelmingly to accept that, with their countries being great enough where they come in here waving their flag. That is so disrespectful. And the Democrat Party is trying to call on Black people to come out and put their bodies on the line for this issue. That is also a disrespect, because we're a part of this nation's fabric and we love this country. Don't believe the hype that they make you think, oh, Black people hate America. That's BS. The Democrat Party preys on those weak-minded individuals that fall for their propaganda. But the majority of us, we love this country and we're going to fight for it just like everybody else. But let me get off into this. Kamala Harris is slammed by California sheriff for embarrassing LA riot statement blaming Trump. A California sheriff has ripped Kamala Harris after the former vice president blamed President Trump for starting the anti-ICE protests that are wreaking havoc in Los Angeles. President Trump didn't start these riots. He's not out there lighting cars on fire, hurling projectiles at law enforcement, or blocking freeways. The Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco said in a post on X as he shared Harris's remarks. Here's a picture. This statement is an embarrassment and does nothing to defuse the violent riots taking place across the city. The Democrats and their leaders own this, he added. Bianco, who is running for governor in 2026, last outed Harris after she accused the Trump administration of stoking fear by opting to deploy the National Guard to quell the violence. Los Angeles is my home, and like so many Americans, I am appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city, Harris said. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. Matter of fact, let me get into just showing you what Kamala Harris had to say. Look at this BS. From Kamala Harris, Los Angeles is my home, and like so many Americans, I am appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. In addition to the recent ICE raids in Southern California and across our nation, it is part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division. This administration's actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear of a community demanding dignity and due process. Protest is a powerful tool, essential in the fight for justice. And as the LAPD, mayor, and governor have noted, demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. I continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. Now, you remember back in 2020, they did the same exact thing. They said, oh, there's no there. It's peaceful out there. That is the right-wing media that is lying to the people. That's what they told us. That's what they told everybody. If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, because I will never ask you for a Cash App or a Super Chat, but you hitting that like button really does help the channel, help get the information out. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And once you do, whether you're subscribing for the first time or you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. But we're going to look and prove that what these people do is lie. These people get on TV, they spread propaganda, and then you got folks that are good people that are going to work, dealing with their regular life. They don't have time to do the research. They don't have time to dig. They flip on their TV or they turn on their social media and they see what they see. And when you see the leader of your city and of your state, a politician that you may have respect for because you don't know about the skullduggery that they're involved in, you can't believe that your government would lie to you and would do things that are counter to your well-being. There are people who just could not believe in their heart that Democrat leaders or even some Republican leaders would dare get on television and lie, would dare sit in that seat as a congressional member or a senator and lie. They don't want to believe it. And so when Kamala Harris, Karen Bass, Maxine Waters lie, people's lives get taken. Communities burn and they're damaged. But check out this overwhelmingly proof of peaceful protest. Then I'm going to show you something else Maxine Waters lied about and said. Check this out. Y'all, there was pallets of bricks that were dropped off for these people. Pallets of bricks. Now, how do pallets of bricks get dropped off to a neighborhood? How does that even happen? Who delivers it? Now, check out Maxine Waters, where you got National Guard members there. Listen to the BS that she spews. And then I'm going to show you the bright spot of what's going on. As if there could be one, there is one. And I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to shoot some kid who's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I don't know why you're in my city. You did the governor was not contacted. This is Trump and his outrageous attempt to not only target our sanctuary city, but to frighten us and intimidate us. This is wrong, and I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody.
I can't even listen to that BS, but because they're so full of it. And guess what, though? You got people, folks that never could see it before, that are literally online. It's all over social media that are coming out. And we talking about black, brown, young people that were following the Democrat Party, even with all of the BS, the Joe Biden cover-ups, the lies, the open borders, the inflation being transitory, but going up to 9.2%. With all of that being said, you have people that still believe, even after the jab situation under the pandemic that happened some years ago, they were still believers. But now They're watching Democrat politicians, Democrat officials jump on TV and say, there's no there. It's peaceful in LA. There's nothing going on here. What are they talking about? It's the Trump administration. Trump did this, y'all. It's Trump. It's Trump. And they act as if they want the black community to come out and fight when it's the black community that's been impacted the most by illegal immigration. Where do you think they dump these people? They're not taking them to the suburbs. We saw what happened when a bus of illegal migrants went to Martha's Vineyard. Man, they gave them some bag lunches and turned them people around and had them on their way within a matter of hours. They didn't even let them get off the buses and even remotely get comfortable. They made it known, you're not welcome here. And where do you think they take them? To lower income communities that aren't just black people. That's black, that's white, that's brown. The moment people get out of racism, which is what the Democrat Party likes to push, because when you push racism, it hides what's really going on, which is classism. See, I'm in the top 5% of income earners in this country, and I have more doors that'll be open for me than some of my brothers and sisters who are white, brown, Asian. Why? Because I can afford to get in certain doors, in certain rooms, make contributions if that be needed. So they want you to believe it's about race, because there are some Neanderthalic people thinking out there that literally get mad at somebody for something they can't control. How can you get mad at somebody for being born a certain color? That's insane. So think about the mentality of an individual that thinks that way. That is a very, 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 very small, minute portion of the population that the Democrat Party wants to propagate like it's big, and it's not. But classism, we see that all day, every day. And it's happening in China and other countries around the world that the Democrat Party, they look up to. They love. Look at Ukraine. What they won't tell you about Ukraine is right now, Ukraine is being ran as a dictatorship. Zelensky has suspended all elections. The government has taken over the television. All political opposition, there is no opposing political parties in Ukraine right now. It's illegal. That's why he doesn't want the war to end. Because the moment that it ends, he might be brought up on charges. Over $100 million is allegedly gone and nobody knows where it is. That's why he wants this to go on. Same thing with old boy in Israel, Netanyahu. The reason he stays in and wants it to keep going, because the moment it stops, he knows he's out of power. So why does Lindsey Graham and these other Blumenthal, these Democrat politicians keep going over there? Could it be because some of that 100 million has made its way into their pockets, allegedly? Is that why they dropping 400,000 on visits? Because they know they're going to be able to recoup it? Now check out what this woman says here, who is an immigrant, who came here the right way. And people would think, the Democrats will make people think that since she's Asian and she's a woman, she's on their side. Not so. She's on justice's side. Check this out.
This Chinese immigrant gave her Democrat opponent a 30-second lesson on immigration.
Well, I'm a legal immigrant. I came here right away. It took me 6.5 years to become citizen. My brother waited in China for 13 years, come here. It is a slap in the face to all the legal immigrants who are still waiting in line all over the world with American sponsors. Some of them have been waiting for over 10 years. What kind of message do we want to send to the world? If you follow the law, we're going to punish you. And if you come here illegally, we'll give you quick pass to citizenship. I support deport all the illegal aliens who committed crime immediately.
This Chinese immigrant gave her Democrat opponent a 30-second lesson on immigration.
So they want you to believe that everybody's just down with this. And they want you to believe that this is just peaceful going on. And they want you to believe that all minorities are clicked up together and are against Trump. They're not. As a matter of fact, the black population, it was already one in every 4 black men was a Trump supporter. I guarantee you that's increased. There was people that was going that couldn't stand me, that went against everything I said, now begin to send me messages, ask me questions, started picking my brain. Man, why are you so strong for Trump? Thinking I was getting paid to support him. And I'm like, this ain't the Democrat Party side. On our side, we have choices. And I made a choice to support this man in my party. And my loyalty is so sincere, I don't need $1 to support what's right. I'll do it for free. And that passion comes through. Now check out this other video of what they consider to be peaceful.
You guys want the inside scoop right here? Look, oh man, everyone's in there looting, bro. Looters, bro. Straight loot. Look at this. That's so sad. What is this? Look at this. Oh my god. I can't. You want to risk me getting stabbed or something? No, thank you. Look, they already gave up. They already understand. Look, TikTok, do your thing. Look. Get that. You know? Look, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him, guys. I'm gonna get him. Get a screenshot, send it to the police. Look, him in the red hat, guy in the blue shirt. Do your thing. I'm trying to be as non.
But they want us to believe that it's peaceful, right? They want us to believe that it's peaceful out there in LA. We already saw that one. Now, here's one other clip that I want to show you, which should bring you some, hopefully make you feel better and realize that everybody's not on board with the BS. This video here, a group of black women supporting Trump, letting it be known, don't believe the media hype. Don't believe the hype.
I guess that's what you do when you can't be here. That need to dead that. And I'm coming to your hood in my red hat.
See, so you got to know, the mainstream media wants to keep the fight going. They want white folks to believe every black person is down with the Democrats. They want black people to believe every white person is some racist, bigot, misogynist. It's a lie. There's good people on both sides, like Trump said before, which was wrongly reported. There's good people on both sides, on all sides. And the percentage of people that want to do harm, that want to be ignorant and be prejudiced, it's a very small portion, but they amplify those voices to make people believe that there's more power there than what they think is not. And that's why those riots in LA aren't as effective. The black people aren't out there helping with that. A large portion of the white community aren't out there helping with that. And you got people looking at the TV and looking at what the politicians are saying, and they're going, whoa, whoa, whoa. If y'all are lying about this, what else have y'all been lying about? Let me start digging. And you got people going back and digging. Folks, this is the greatest time to be alive, in my opinion, because we are literally watching the veil come off. And those power players that are hid at the top, those elite that have hid behind the curtain, is being pulled back. And that's been their greatest fear, because they know when the people wake up and realize that the power really is with the people, and it is not with these small minority of elected officials, and that if we work diligently to govern ourselves and we do what's right because we know what's right, if everybody operated on that accord, imagine how this nation, how this world would be. And I truly believe that we're going there. We got to do something about the mainstream media and these Democrat politicians. They have to go. And it's up to you and I to help spread the word to get these people out of office. Because we leaving it up to the networks for Disney or Sony or Warner Brothers to provide us with educational information and music that is good for the soul. It'll never happen, because these people are some of the most demonic people, hate-filled and miserable people you ever want to meet, allegedly. As a matter of fact, everything in this video is for educational purposes and is alleged. You got to do that nowadays, because the haters know when you speak truth to power, they try to come for that. So I just wanted to bring you this information to let you know, don't believe the hype. People aren't behind that. And the ones that are supporting that in LA, 9 times out of 10, they're paid. They're illegal immigrants that are waving a foreign flag on our nation's soil. And they need to be dealt with for that. I digress. But hey, if you've hung out and you watched this video up to this point, I really do appreciate you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And leave a comment. I want to know how you feel. But most importantly, make sure you stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.